Welcome back to another episode of the Kingdom Hearts World Tour series where I do these chill videos. We go into the various Kingdom Hearts worlds and we just sort of explore. We look at all the little details that the developers put into creating the worlds and just sort of appreciate all the work that kind of went into Kingdom Hearts. And we look for little details and secrets and maybe little Easter eggs here or there. The next one is going to be Monstro, so let's go ahead and let the whale eat us. Monstro is a bit different because it's a world, but it's not a traditional world. Monstro's from a world. He's just big enough that, you know, we can explore, so. And he's also different in the sense that there's not as much to look at in Monstro. There's not very much to explore, because a lot of the rooms look exactly the same. So when you first get eaten by Monstro, you're right inside the mouth. You know, I don't know where the gummy ship is, but we're right inside the mouth. There's the teeth. And what I find interesting about this is, I mean, is this how... I don't think this is how whales' mouths actually look, but he's got these wooden structures built right inside of his mouth. Like, we should have seen this tower here right when he opened his mouth, but we didn't. It's just interesting how different his mouth looks once you actually get in here, because like it's just got these wooden structures that just seem permanently built into the side of his mouth. The nasty part is like, so, oh yeah, I'm in water. No, you're in saliva. This is saliva. There's no water in space. There's no water in the realm between. This is not water. We are swimming in whale saliva. Do whales have saliva? Because they're underwater, so... It's a whale fact I don't know. So these wooden structures that are just sort of built into the side of Monstro's mouth. I mean, there's not a lot going on in terms of like detail. It's just a bunch of wooden planks. And the structures themselves are mostly like 2D pillars with just like a wood plank texture over them, though there are a few 3D planks sort of plastered onto the structures, as you can see here. But like you can see it's just kind of like a wood plank image for most of it. That's just like a 2D texture image. Yep. It's a lot of platforms to jump on. When you come here in the story, there's chests and things to get on top of these platforms, and there's like a blue trinity over that bottom platform over there. Now, obviously, this is post-game, so Geppetto and Pinocchio are not here, but this is the ship that you meet them on. It's the little fish bowl. Obviously, the fish is back at home with at Geppetto's house in Traverse Town, and I already have a Traverse Town guide, or not guide, but world tour, so you can check that out as well. This single bed, it's just one bed, so I don't know where Pinocchio slept. I guess Pinocchio slept on the table. He just sort of sat there. And does Pinocchio sleep? I don't guess he really has to sleep, you know, if he's not a real boy. You can get on top of the ship. It's just takes some finessing to get up here, because there's normally a green trinity up here and a chest would normally be right there. Can I get on the... I don't think I can stand on this. No. No, you just fall off of it. But this is the ship that Geppetto and Pinocchio were supposedly on. It's actually damaged over on this side. Again, it's just a 2D image kind of plastered onto the side of the ship. It's a fairly sizable room, but not really anything goes on here. This ship has seen better days. It definitely would not be sailing anymore, because, I mean, I don't even know if this is the whole ship. Because it looks like part of it's just kind of damaged and stuck into the side of his mouth. I mean, it's got to be painful, right? It's like, are these bones? Curved bones? What purpose do these serve? it's really squishy because you're just, you know, walking inside of his mouth. Now, the rest of Monstro, like I said, there's not a lot to see. As you can see, this is really what almost every room in Monstro, every chamber looks like. I don't know what this is actually supposed to represent. It's just like these little pulsating... I don't really know what they are. Are they supposed to be cells? Are they supposed to be bacteria? It's just the lining of like his throat and his stomach and all that stuff. I really don't know. I don't think this is what I look like on the inside. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I look like this. And I've seen pictures of the inside of me from a surgery when I was a kid. So this I don't know what this is supposed to be. But this chamber is pretty simple. You got, let's see, 1, 2, 3 entrances or exits that don't go back into the mouth. That one goes back into the mouth, so that makes 4. That goes to chamber 2. That goes to chamber 3. I don't know if I can reach that one. Oh. Clear those guys. I thought I got them all. Come here. Come here. So it's chamber 2, chamber 3. This one goes to chamber 1. So we're going to go into chamber 1. So this is chamber 1. And there's a few other entrances here. Wait a minute. This is just back where we were. So that just loops us back around? Wait, does it really? Yeah, okay, I didn't know that, but that just loops us back through all the way to chamber 1. It spits us out of here, but that goes to chamber 3. So that's interesting. Let's go into chamber 3. Chamber 3, on this level at least, is just a straight line. You got some wooden planks blocking off this entrance. I don't know where this would have went. You can't actually go in there. And these wooden planks actually have some moss on them. So I'm curious where what he swallowed to get those. We can jump up here. So let me clear out the Heartless up here. Okay, so up here, once you've cleared out all the Heartless in the room entirely, it's really just some barrels, more of these little pulsating, I don't know what they are. The lining of his body. Just more barrels, more entrances. And then you have these platforms. I don't know what these are supposed to be when it comes to the anatomy of this whale. Are they a part of his body? Or are they things he swallowed and they just kind of stuck to the inside of him? I don't know. And then there's an entrance way up here. It goes into chamber 6. Where, like I said, we're currently in chamber 3. And there's a lot of entrances here in chamber 3. That goes into chamber 2. That also goes into chamber 2. So we're going to go into chamber 2. So this chamber looks a lot like chamber 3. It's got another passageway that's blocked at the end. And just a lot of, more barrels. And this guy that we needed to wipe out. And more of these platforms that Heartless will often spawn on. This goes also into chamber 2. Okay, so that just looped us and dropped us back down here. Noted. And if we go into here, it takes us into chamber 5. In here, it's a middle platform and 2 pretty steep drop-offs. We got some platforms up here. And there's so many entrances and exits that loop around to different chambers. That's what makes this world kind of hard to navigate at times. There's all the different entrances. Okay. So, this is chamber 4. I skipped over a lot of the chambers because if you've seen one, you've pretty much seen them all. Because they all basically look like this. They're just different floor layouts. And honestly, that doesn't make for very interesting exploration because there's really nothing to look at. Chamber 4, however, leads to the bowels, and there's a bit of a difference here, as you can see. So I don't know exactly what these things are supposed to be. They're hard, we know that, even though they look squishy. And then up there, it looks like a lot of the veins, what I am assuming are veins, kind of converge. So a lot of 2D textures going on in here, but some of them are like moving. Like this is kind of pulsating together. I'm not sure. I don't know what it's supposed to be, what its function is. And then all these little gloopy looking 2D textures are kind of gravitating towards the center. So we're in the bowels, but this hole leads to the mouth. But we fall. So I don't really understand the anatomy there. See, watch. If we go through this hole, we land back on the ship. I don't get the anatomy of coming from above if we were in the bowels, but we landed in the mouth. It doesn't make any sense to me. Unless we just got sucked, like, all through a bunch of, like, tubes and stuff, and then blip. And, like, there's not even an entrance or an exit up there, so I don't know how we fell. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Alright. Lastly, we got the throat here. We'll go ahead and clear out whatever's in here. Alright, all the heartless are cleared out. This is the throat. A lot of the, this texture, the gloopy things are going up the throat, it would seem. I assume that's up. Honestly, at this point, I'm kind of questioning whether or not our entire concept, like directional sense, is thrown off in this world. Because we have all these platforms that are going supposedly up the throat. I'm not sure what this is. Looks like water? I'm not sure what it's supposed to represent, but it's rushing upwards. And somehow going up the throat leads us to the stomach. I don't get that either. Alright, this is often, supposedly supposed to be the stomach, but this is often, if you come here post-game or, you know, after you've dealt with Monstro in the story, you'll encounter the, I think it's the Grand Ghost here, which is a secret Heartless, and you're going to have to farm the items he gives you in order to get a lot of synthesis done if you're trying to, like, 100% the game. And just a quick tip, you know, bring, like, some elixirs and stuff and just give the ghost elixirs. That's how you beat him. Get out of here. That's how you beat him, and he'll drop the items you need most of the time. Yep, this is stomach acid, and yes, it does hurt. It seems like, though, if you stay ahead of it, it doesn't hurt because it just kind of shoots up where you're standing. Some veins and more goopiness going up the stomach. I don't know if there's like an exit or an entrance up there, but I mean, that's really all there is to see here in Monstro. I knew this was going to be a really straightforward and simple world tour. Let's head back into the mouth. Because again, there's not a lot to look at here. I'd argue there's even less to look at here in Monstro than there was in the Olympus Coliseum. Just real quick, I think that's a seahorse on the table. A little seahorse design. These cabinets. Is that like a single, not cabinets, but drawers, you know what I mean. Is that a single drawer, like an individual, or is that actually like part of the dresser set? Also, this blanket's got some patches on it, some sewed-on patches, so clearly it's an old blanket. There's a lantern. If I can get the camera to work. It's a lantern right there. I mean, what's on this ship is pretty much the most there is to look at in this world. So, thank you guys if you did tune in. I didn't expect this one. I don't really expect this one to really garner a lot of attention because, one, Monstro's my least favorite world, and I know it's not a fond world for a lot of people. And there's just not to look at, and anyone who's played the game knows there's not a lot to look at. But if you did tune in, thank you a lot. Hit the like button. It helps me out a ton. Don't forget to subscribe for more world tours, because regardless of how long it takes me to get through them all, I do actually intend to get through them all and go all the way through every game and do a world tour for every world. So, again, thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next world tour.